The other day, in reading in the Bible, I came to Mark 12, verses 22 and 23, where Christ Jesus is saying to his disciples, "Have faith in God, for verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." I can remember as a child hearing that verse and just thinking, wow, I had this imagination that this great big mountain was going to fall into the sea. And I thought that was so wonderful, that the Christ truth could enable this. And I'm sure if that was ever necessary, it could enable that. But later in this church, we were taught here that mountains really refer to problems. And when we build a problem up in our mind, they seem to gain that huge proportion as a mountain. And perhaps you have a physical problem, and if you think about it a lot, suddenly it seems to be a mountainous problem. Or maybe it's a financial crisis, or maybe you're worried about a child or a loved one. And here, the Christ truth is telling us that when we command this problem, this mountain, to go into the sea, it will dissolve itself. And it meant so much to me to think of that, and also the fact that we needed to have the faith that we could do this, that it is possible, because all things are possible to God. And these few verses remind me also of Mrs. Eddy's pages in Science and Health. We call them the command statements. They're pages 390 to 393, and we often use them to work with. And in those pages, she says things like, dispute the testimony of the material senses, suffer no claim of sin or sickness to grow upon the thought, rise in the conscious strength of the Spirit of truth to overthrow the plea of mortal mind, banish the belief that you can possibly entertain a single intruding pain which cannot be ruled out by the might of mind, mentally contradict every complaint from the body, and it goes on. But the point being, when you've got a problem, you've got to command it. You have to speak with the authority of Christ, even though it looms up as big as a mountain. With the power and the might of God, it can be dissolved to its native nothingness. We are the ones who build it up in our mind and give it reality. But God never said it, and so we don't have to have it. I'm so grateful for the teachings that we receive in Christian Science that gives us, as God says he would in Genesis, dominion over all things. Thank God for this church, for this healing service, and I'm grateful to be with you all.